the OSU spring game?
It was fun, man. I haven't been back in so long, so I was looking forward to getting back and seeing some of those new Buckeyes there and some of the old coaches that I worked out with and played with there, and then some of my old teammates was there as well. So it was fun. They got a lot of talent there on that team, so they should be good this year.
What do you feel like the vibe is, the energy for you guys all coming back into the building again? And can you just, what's it like to be back, and what do you think you guys can do in terms of building on what you did last year?
Yeah, definitely. Energy has been great so far being in the building, but I think we all kind of realized that we can't just think that we could just leave off or pick up where we left off from last year, but just got to pick it up and still start over and still get back with the guys and go outside of the practice facility, going out to eat and just still building that camaraderie and that chemistry. And I think that's going to take us a long way again.
On that, Denzel, that last game obviously is not how you wanted the season to end. So how does that motivate you guys to be better this year?
Oh, man, I think that was one of the main reasons why I'm back in this building right now. Definitely didn't like the taste in my mouth from that last game and the showing that we put out there on the field. So I think that's why a lot of guys are in here now, just ready to get back to work, ready to get back to it and work towards our goals that we got and making it to the playoffs and extending our season.
Denzel, what's, as someone who's been through this now for a little bit, just what's this time of year like? Coming back, you're in the classroom, you're, in the weight room, but you're not doing stuff on the field. Doesn't maybe feel like football, but it is football. Just what's important about this time of year for you, and what do you get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, off season's pretty long. Like we're not really with all the guys, and you're kind of just off doing your own thing, training and working out. And then, I mean, right now it's just a good time to come back and start building on that chemistry, like I've been talking about, learning the system again and the scheme and the playbook, and just working out with the guys and just building around each other, building that team up, and getting ready for the season.
You guys have had a handful of new additions, but for the most part, it seems like this defensive core is back. And in the NFL, since teams are always figuring each other out, I guess how confident are you in the key guys that you have, and that you'll be able to maintain that hunger, so to speak, especially with last season ending the way it did?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of hunger with the guys that we got back, and we got some great additions that came onto the team, and so we're just looking to build on top of each other and just work towards our goals and being great this season.
Was there one thing specifically you kind of zeroed in on and to work on the last couple of months personally that you felt like you really needed to improve on?
I mean, yeah, for me personally, like during the off season right now, I try to build my body up, get my body weight up. So I'm heavier right now. 'Cause I know I'm gonna lose some weight and some muscle throughout the season because it's a long season and just wearing down on the body. So definitely got my weight up to a weight that I like coming in, and just keeping my speed and my power out there. So that's definitely one thing that I focus on this off season.
You guys finished, the season, the defense ranked number one. But where do you think there's areas for you guys to improve and get even better in year two with Jim Schwartz?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, we're number one, but we weren't perfect out there at all. But I think our biggest thing was we were playing fast and we were playing together. And but one of the areas I think that we can improve on is definitely takeaways, getting more takeaways and getting our hands on the ball, and being able to get that ball back for our offense and special teams.
Denzel, there have been a rule change as far as how you tackle, eliminating the hip drop. Is that something that, as a team and as you individually, you just have to constantly work on, or is it something that pretty much you can just on the fly?
Yeah, I think you definitely gotta have to work on those things. I mean, when something's being newly implemented into a organization, into a team, you probably gonna have to practice it and change your forms of tackling, and just to teach it and just to learn it. So I think it's definitely gonna be something that we're gonna practice. They talked about it a little bit so far since being here in the building, that this is a rule change and something that we're gonna have to focus on and not necessarily do, so we don't get any flags out there on the field.
You one of those?
No, I haven't. I usually feel like I don't usually tackle like that. I usually just try to come as fast as I can and shoot my shot out there. So, no, I don't think I'll have any issues with that rule, though.
You know what a hip drop tackle is, and do you get worried as a defender that they're trying to legislate the laws of physics? Because your job is to tackle and get guys on the ground, but they're either changing your strike zone, and now they're telling you can't tackle it in certain ways. So just, you know,
Yeah, I think it is tough because I mean the game of football is a physical game and it happens so fast. So I don't think guys do things intentionally to try to go out there. Oh, I'm about to try to hip drop or try to hurt this guy on this tackle, but it's just like I said, it happens so fast that you just try to do what you can to get a guy down, and sometimes you're put in weird positions to where something like that may happen. But I think we're gonna do a good job of trying to practice that during practice to avoid those type of tackles and to play clean football. So I think we'll adjust well, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Feeling on the team that you guys have Deshaun Watson coming back healthy from his shoulder injury this year, and if all goes well, that he'll be your quarterback for all 17 games. What's sort of the vibe on that?
Man, it's exciting. I mean, you guys seen what Deshaun was out there doing before he went out, like that Baltimore game, and just his poise in the pocket and able to stretch the field and make every throw. So just excited to have him back and hoping that his recovery still continue to go well. And like I said, looking forward to him being our #1 quarterback and leading us.
Have you told Andrew which Buckeyes you want him to draft next week?
I have put a little word in about some Buckeye. I told him we need to get more Buckeyes in here, so I think we might see some. But yeah, you can't go wrong with any Buckeyes on the team.
You might call one of those.
I hope so. That's a good player coming out in the draft from Ohio State. That he'd be a good addition to the team. I feel like.
You mentioned being down there last week and this team being loaded. A lot of those guys would have been drafted. They stayed. Probably the NIL money is probably a big reason why. Just what do you think about the state of things? Right
The
now
state of what?
with college football? I mean, it's just different than it was 6 years ago.
Yeah, it is different with the NIL and guys able to enter the transfer portal. So it's a lot different when I was in college. We were able to if you went there, that's the school you were going to, and so it is different. But I mean, change isn't always so bad. So yeah, just gotta get used to it and see how it plays out.
Angry that they're making an NCAA football game after you graduated?
Yeah, no, I am kind of upset about that. That was, when I was a little kid, that's always something that I was like, man, I want to play with myself on a video game. And NCAA used to always do the Road to Glory and play there. So I fulfilled that and getting into the NFL and being able to play Madden. But I'm glad they're bringing the game back. So I know that's going to be exciting for a lot of guys that like to play the game and could see themselves on the NCAA game.
So you're entering year 3 with you, Martin, Greg, as that kind of core in the corner room now, and year 2 in the system. I guess, how confident are you guys as a trio? I know Greg normally likes to say more about this than you do, but how do you think you guys have worked together so far, and how confident are you going into this year?
Very confident. I mean, I feel we're the best corner group in the NFL. I feel that we went out there and showed that, but this is a new year, and we got to go out there and show that again. So, I mean, that's what we're doing now, putting that work in to go out and show why we're the best group, and so that's all it is. It's just getting to the work and then going out there and showing that. But I definitely feel we're the best, though.
Denzel, what did it mean to you guys see Miles finally get that Defensive Player of the Year award? And I'm just curious for you personally. I know that usually goes to a pass rusher, but do you ever think about like winning one of those?
Man, I think Miles, he probably could have won Defensive Player of the Year every year. So no, it's definitely well deserved. So I was happy for him that he got that. Just a big testament to the work he puts in and what he means to our team and what he's able to do out there on the field. I mean, he's a dominant force, and not many guys can stop him. Obviously, you need probably this whole group of audience to stop Miles. But just a big shout out to Miles and his accomplishments.
The NFLPA survey that gets done every year, and here in recent years, one of the negatives that Browns players have pointed out was the weight room being in the field house. Now that you come back and you see that they're building a new weight room for you guys, to address that concern that you guys expressed, just, what does that mean to you to see the organization addressing something that you guys pointed out as maybe not being what you guys would meet your standards?
I mean, it meet my standard. I mean, I don't need much, but I mean that just shows you the pride and that this is a player-friendly organization. Like they hear that something isn't going so well, so they make changes and things that they could do to help the players and get the organization running better. Anything they could do to help us out there on the field. And I mean, they do that in a lot of ways. There's a lot of equipment and machines that's been brought in the training room and everything to help us out. So definitely appreciative of that. But yeah, it's a lot of changes that's being made, and they're in the weight rooms and everything to give us all the resources that we need.
So when you talk about your cornerback group, how important is it to you to keep that group together, you and Greg and Mark?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, that was one of the things I kind of been openly sharing. Like, I want to keep us together. I feel like you can, even AB says all the time, you can never have enough great corners and enough corners on a team. And I mean, that's real. Guys go down, and just having the ability to be able to match up with any teams across the board, whether that's inside in the slot with Greg or outside with me and Martin, and being able to rotate and do different things and having multiple number one corners on the team. So we're definitely in an ideal situation position. And those guys did a great job of drafting all of us and getting us all here. But like I said, we just got to continue to go out and show that we're number one, though.
Have they assured you that all these Greg Newsome trade rumors are nothing and can easily be just dismissed?
I mean, Greg's in the building now working, so I mean, I think so, but I don't know all the behind the scenes stuff, but we're all in the building now working towards the same goal and trying to be the best.
Did you guys get a chance to catch up with Kirksey in Hollywood?
Not yet, but I seen they retire. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I feel like they could come back for another year with us, but those are great guys I enjoy playing with as well.
They're still young guys.
Yeah.
A reminder how quickly this can go.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's time be flying. I was just talking to some people how I'm going on year 7. I feel like I just came into the league, so time's definitely been flying, and definitely got to take advantage of all the opportunities that you're given.
I don't know if you've had a chance to really talk to Justin Hardy yet, but just you being a Northeast Ohio guy who gets to play for your hometown team, him getting to come back here and get that opportunity. Can you speak to like how special that is and how excited you are to have him here?
Yeah, definitely excited. I talked to him on the phone actually with him signing here. So big Cleveland guy. He's gonna be a great addition to the team. He's an ace on the special teams, and they did a great job of getting him here. I think he's gonna definitely be a guy that gives us some great production out there.
You talked about the hunger from, the way last season ended. How many times have you watched that game since last season ended?
Honestly, I haven't even watched that game yet, so I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I just haven't even got to it yet, honestly. So.
Do you expect to get to it at some point, or is it one of those things best left?
Yeah, I feel like that game is over with. Like, my focus is going to be more so on the teams that we're going to be playing coming up, and whoever that first game is going to be, that's who I'm going to start watching film on. I do some self-evaluations once I watch the season's film and everything, but I don't know if I'm necessarily going to go back to that game just yet, though.
Denzel, is you mentioned at the top, like, not just resting on the laurels of last year, and, a guy's understanding, can't just pick up where you left off. Is that like a conversation that's had among the guys in meeting rooms, or is that something that guys just show up and they kind of already understand?
No, coaches, the whole organization kind of been saying that we set a great foundation last year and it was good, but like they've been saying, we can't just think that's automatically going to click and we're going to pick up where we left off. So even though we may, but we just go try to continue to build on top of it and continue to make the necessary steps to build and grow this team.
What's your schedule's coming out probably in about a month or so. Have you gone down the roster of quarterbacks that you're going to face this year?
I know, not yet, but I know it's going to be some great talented quarterbacks out there, but no, I haven't checked them out yet.
Obviously, there's a lot of talk about just like the future of the stadium and where you guys will be playing eventually. You're from here. Just what are your thoughts, I guess, on the idea of the stadium or maybe playing outside of downtown Cleveland?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. For me, honestly, I mean, like I said, I'm a Cleveland guy, so I mean, I appreciate all the history that's going into the stadium that we're playing in currently, and like I said, I enjoy playing in the conditions and having the roof open and everything. But, I mean, like I said, but nothing's wrong with change, though. If we end up deciding to move the stadium, I mean, I'll be open to it. I'm just, wherever I could go play some football, I'm cool with.